Good evening. It is so wonderful to have all of you with us this evening who have joined us. My name is Elizabeth Dunn. I am the development manager and an actor here at the Commonweal. And on behalf of the entire staff, plus two that are with us this evening, we are all very pleased to offer you our first production of 2021. In a month when we would not normally be doing a show, we are thrilled to offer you a virtual cabaret called Stella's Clear Blue Morning. As many of you know, this cabaret is a fundraiser for the Scott Dixon Memorial Fund, and we'll talk a little bit more about the details around that later on. But one of the most exciting things about this cabaret is that for all of us here and for many of you at home, Stela Burdt is back after some time away from the stage. You may remember her from Souvenir, Woody Guthrie's American Song. Those are just a few of the beloved performances that she's been on our stage for a little over 20 years or so. So without further ado, I'm thrilled to introduce Stela Burdt to chat a little bit more.
Woohoo! Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. This is so very exciting. Our son and I are here, and we are thrilled to do this for the Commonweal and in honor of Scott. Being back on stage has been very interesting because it's, of course, been a very different version of stage than any of us, I think, have ever experienced before. And it's been such a thrill to take this journey with the creative team as well as the entire company. I'm really excited to see the final product, which I have not seen. I'm going to see it with all of you out there who are going to see it when it's virtually streaming. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited. This experience has meant so much for me. It's been a hard handful of years, and it continues to be a tough journey, but there's always light, and there's hope, and there's resiliency for us to all keep going forward with. And so I hope to be able to share some of that with all of you. I think that we're all, many people are struggling right now and fighting with everything that's going on in their own lives, in the world, everything. And so I'm thrilled to be able to honor Scott by bringing hope and light and doing it through song, which I hope many of you would agree that song and music speaks a language that covers all languages. You don't have to speak a language to understand how the music impacts your spirit. So I hope that's what comes through the screen and reaches out to you and maybe even helps you in your journey in the world. So that's why I hope you'll all watch the show, as well as to honor Scott Dixon and the dreams that he had and continues to have for the Commonweal Theater, and that we carry on his legacy with that hope and with that light. And to talk a little bit about the Scott Dixon Memorial Fund, I'd like to introduce our artistic director, Hal Kropp.
Thank you, Stella. Thanks very much. I'm thrilled to be a part of this with you and to talk about the Scott Dixon Memorial Fund, which is an internal fund of contributions, the proceeds of which are used to support the programs that speak to Scott's greatest interests and to honor his legacy and to keep his spirit alive within the Commonweal Theater Company. Scott was a big proponent of the development of new work and was one of the outspoken voices pushing for the creation of Wheelhouse, our second stage series. He was also instrumental in developing and strengthening our apprenticeship program. And also, I think Scott would tell you that closest to his heart was the creation and existence and perpetuation of the resident ensemble concept. Scott, for those of you who may not remember him, Scott was our development director as well as a resident ensemble member, and he died tragically and way too early in 2018. So to honor him, we originally set up a day of giving called the Give to the Scott Day, which fell on the anniversary of his birth, January 15th. And over the past couple of years, we've kind of morphed that into a Scott Dixon Memorial Fund so that there will continue to be a fund of resources to make sure that the things that meant the most to Scott continue to mean the most to us as well. So I hope that you enjoy this cabaret And I hope that it moves you to help us remember Scott through the coming years. And now to talk about what the thinking was behind this cabaret, it is my great pleasure to introduce great friend of the company, board member and director, Alan Bailey, to talk about Stella's Clear Blue Morning. Alan?
Thank you, Hal, and everybody. I love the cabaret format. I love the idea of finding songs that tell the story of somebody, whether it's their full life story or whether it's the story of who they are right now in this moment, as we've done with Stella in this project. Cabaret is different from musical theater. Musical theater is the lyrics define a character. They're written that way. It's different from a concert because concerts are full of songs that you love or that you wrote or maybe that were hits for you. Um, Cabaret is about reaching out to the universe of songs and finding the songs that weren't meant to tell your story, but they resonate for you. And it was so fun, such a wonderful artistic challenge to work with Stella to find songs, a group of songs that really tells hers and Kieran's story right now. I'd also like to give a shout out to Philip, who took the lead as producer on this project. And, people generally couldn't be in the same room. We had group numbers, we had duets, and our musical director lives in Chicago, and I live in Los Angeles. And Philip managed to corral all of us to create a unified musical voice. And so many of you are used to seeing the work that Josiah Laubenstein does, where he can, in a few shots, make you want to see a show. He can encapsulate the feeling, the mood of a show and create excitement for it. And now you're going to get to see that he can do that with a song too. He can create a series of shots that really heightens the feeling that Stella brings to these songs as she sings, the way he presents them visually. It's the people that have taken the leads on this project. It's been such an honor to work with them. And I will also say that one of the luckiest days of my creative life was when, for Sanders Family Christmas, we had a national call for um, a, a very talented young actor who could also play the fiddle. And somehow we got lucky enough that we found Josiah Robinson to play Dennis Sanders in Sanders Family Christmas. And when we were first starting to talk about this project, we said, well, Stella plays piano and Jeremy plays guitar, and that will be our sound. But then we brought in Josiah, and Josiah plays everything. And so suddenly we had a band because he plays everything, and he created arrangements that, again, enhanced the stories. Each song has a story, and Josiah Robinson created music, created arrangements that told those stories along with Stella. So it is the honor of all of us here at the Commonweal that I get to say, I'm turning it over to our musical director, Josiah Robinson.
Thank you, Alan, for that glowing introduction. Some of that is not true. I don't play everything. I only play like four things well, and everything else I pretend to play. So, and you'll hear a lot of stuff that I pretended to play in this cabaret. It was really exciting to work on this. I have made my own music before. I've recorded my own music. I've produced it. I've also produced covers as well before, but I've never done 9 or 10 covers at once, or however many there ended up being, essentially all at the same time for one show. So that was really exciting for me as an artist, I guess, as a performer, to sort of try my hand at something I hadn't done before. It was interesting, like Alan said, I am in Chicago now. During this process, I've actually, for all of 2020, I was living in my parents' basement because of the, good old pandemic. And so I was a great cliche working on music in my parents' basement for the last half of the year. But that presented its own challenges. I got tracks from Stella playing piano and her amazing vocals. I got tracks from the ensemble, everybody, all these beautiful faces on here singing for some of the group numbers. And I had to incorporate all that, sometimes with varying sound quality, etc., into a cohesive song and a cohesive production that sounds like it was meant to be the way it is. And I think we ended up with some really good tracks. I have to thank my parents and my girlfriend, who was there sometimes, for having to listen to these songs over and over and over again, but in the other room, so they couldn't really hear them very well. So all they heard was just loud, bass drums and stuff coming from my room with no context. But yeah, it was also really nice to get this opportunity to work with Commonweal again. I remember when Alan called me, it was sort of the middle of the year in 2020, and I think a lot of artists, think probably some people here in the ensemble can identify with this. It felt like for a long time last year, I felt like I didn't have much purpose creatively, and I wasn't really playing my instruments, and I wasn't singing. And I got to play so many instruments during Sanders Family Christmas in 2019 and had so much fun doing it. And then for the first part of last year, I just wasn't really playing anything. So it was a really amazing personal opportunity, and of growth and practice for me to get to work on this cabaret with Stella, with Alan, with the whole ensemble, because it made me play my instruments again. And so I had to practice, and I had to pull out the guitars and the bass and a little bit of fiddle and etc. And I had to learn some new techniques to pretend to play other instruments. Like I luckily got an electric drum set from my mom's church gig that I played on in their own basement as well, so that was fun. And you'll hear some MIDI horns and stuff like that. So I got to explore a lot creatively, which was fantastic. And I'm always grateful to the Commonweal for giving me two really awesome opportunities creatively in the last couple of years. But I think you're going to really like the music in general. It's Stella did an amazing job vocally, and you'll hear her piano as well. And you get to hear some of Jeremy playing guitar and performing as well. And as well as everyone else's beautiful shining faces, you'll see them coming through and hear their voices. But that's kind of it on the music standpoint. So I'm going to send it back to Elizabeth.
Thanks, Josiah. Glad we can have you back with us. So after all of that, I'm sure many of you are just wanting to know, how do I watch it? Give me the details. So after this Facebook Live broadcast is done, it is going to be available on our website. So you can watch it. You could watch it this evening, right after we're done here, if you wanted to. So tonight through February 14th, you can watch it at your convenience during that about a month time period. Access to the show is available for a minimum of a $25 donation, and you can access it again via our website. That's www.commonwealtheater.org. You can look under plays and tickets, but of course, if you're on our homepage, you will probably see a little blurb about Stella's Clear Blue Morning on that page. And as a little teaser, we now want to show you guys a sneak peek to get you even more excited.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy, thinking about all the things I'd like to do in my life. I'm a dreamer, a distant dreamer.
I am super excited to see the rest of this now, even more so than before. But wait, there's more. So like I said before, $25 does get you access to the cabaret, but if you make a donation of $50 or more, you will also get access to a special behind the scenes blooper reel. And as many of us know here, Stella is one of the funniest people around. She's a real life Muppet. So this is a real treat that you will definitely want access to. And on that note, here's a sneak peek of the bloopers.
Things I never thought I'd be doing.
It's okay if you're laughing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I'm gonna start.
All the members of the company are feeling the same way, like distant dreamers. And then at
Am I really
least you
supposed
saw
to say that?
number one.
Distracted by all the things. Lucy, lay down, please. You're making me anxious. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Thank you. My God. I have some really special moments of memory. No, not moments of memories.
We can't wait to make new memories with you.
That wasn't a sentence. Some of us came out to the
You came out.
We all did. As a whole cast. The whole cast just came out.
That was really good beginning though. I agree. Yeah. I'll put a little.
You ready, Lucy? It's gonna be great.
Stella, you're so funny.
So now if everybody has access to a glass, now would be a really good time to raise it up because I'm going to start the opening night toast section of this video. That was terrific. And I just want to thank all of you for joining us for this opening night. You know, this is really going to be great. I just want to remind you that you can start watching Stella's Clear Blue Morning as soon as this party is over, and you can have access to it probably until February 14th for just that minimum $25 donation, or if you're feeling so inclined, a $50 donation gets you to the blooper reels for our own live Muppet. Anyway, here's to everyone who's been involved in this project. Alan, Josiah, Philip, Stella, and everybody. Here's to you. Happy opening. And I just want to say, I cannot wait to have all of you back in our building for the opening of our 2021 season. We have a great season planned for you, and we're looking forward to sharing with you the 5 great stories because, frankly, folks, the lights are back on. Here's to you.
I used to think maybe you